Hey team, so in this video I'm just going to give like some feedback that my coach has given me over the past 11 weeks of training. I haven't included deloads here, but yeah, so some of the feedback for these pause squats that I got was right before my descent I flare my rib cage by extending through my torso. Feedback was about my breath and how I needed to fix that and focus on turning my quads away to maintain good pelvic positioning at the bottom. Keep my chest tall as I descend. Emphasis on retraction between shoulders to keep upright and that my hips look better in week 2. Week 3 was much better. Continue ingraining cues, emphasising greater retraction of shoulder blades as I descend, and just be more mindful to maintain tension as I approach the hole and not just drop in. Again, was keeping mindful of the tension in the hole as I descend, as I was almost bottoming out at the bottom in week 5, losing a bit of tension, and just continue turning those quads out and flex the shit out of my abs. Week 7, which I think you're seeing here, it said great position in the hole, and I've worked very hard and well on this lift, and keep turning quads away, and we're going to add the belt. And yeah, then being more mindful as I break into the squat was very knee dominant, but I need to do a little bit more hip first. So ideally these would be simultaneously. So my squats from week 1 to week 11 are dramatically different. Very impressed. So squats have always kind of been a little bit of a nemesis for me. So yeah, sort of as I started, I would not drive out of the hole enough, and then I would get more drive and really change bar position, go that way and do a lot better.
So is it love? You were there.
And here we're looking at a comparison of week 1 on the right side to week 11 on the left. So my bench I've had to work really hard on as well. So my bar path was off, and it was off for the first couple of weeks. Was starting well over my mouth and nose for my first rep. Needed to have the starting point over the chest, top of my chest more, and like pull the bar to touch sort of just below the sternum, and emphasize shoulder blade retraction with a big breath into the rib cage. And like my bar path continued to be off for like a couple of weeks, and I really just needed to think about an initial movement being back off the chest towards the rack. Just hitting below the bust and just above the end of the sternum. By week 5, I started to get much better. Better capacity to stabilize through my hips into the bench, and I was much stronger, and just to keep refining the cues that I had been learning, and a much more consistent bar path. So as I progressed over the weeks, my coach said to add glute warm-ups as well to really activate them and increase my leg drive. And yeah, as I went on, feedback was much better, good control. Like to see lower body do more, that I have nailed the upper body position, and to think about when going to press to drive the body weight into the bench, which will cue more engagement from the hips. There was this one you're watching now, didn't load upper back effectively, and I was just rushing the reps, and I dropped it into the chest instead of staying tight and loading my upper back. So I was meant to actually get 2 by 3 reps at 60, but I only got 2, and then had to get a spot on these last reps for both of these sets. So whilst that was disappointing, it's still, doing really good. Now this is where I really shine. If you don't follow me on Instagram, which you totally should be, you would notice like deadlifts are my absolute favorite. I absolutely love doing deadlifts. I love, this is one of my big goals, is to get really, really strong at these. And I've consistently got like pretty good feedback for these. So like right from week 1, my coach said he was very impressed. Good hip height and consistent, just needed to flex my abs harder. Week 2 was like so good, very happy with these. I think we can start loading these up a bit more. And then as the weeks kind of went on, feedback was great positioning from the floor. Just needed to think about leg drive more, treating it like a leg press and bringing hips through a little bit earlier. And he said it's definitely my lift, good starting position. Only thing is driving those hips into the bar a little bit earlier. And then this was a really good one. He said, mate, I could sit and watch your deadlifts all day. Truly brilliant. Love the starting position. Credit to your mobility. And then, you know, he said he's just being picky, but slight more awareness around your upper back and really drive those lats towards the hip more. And then as it went on and it got a little bit harder, heavier, sorry, I should say, he just said, yeah, fucking great timing of hips, strong through your torso, absolutely loving these. So I'm actually really keen, because I want to do, you know, 120 or 125 kilos for like 5 reps. So I'm actually super keen to keep progressing on these and really smash it, because they are definitely my favourite lift to do. Front squats. Oh, these have been fucking challenging for me, I'm not even gonna lie. So feedback for my front squats is big breath, flex the abs to stabilize the spine, provide more rigidity to my torso, and again focus on quad turn away to help maintain good pelvic position. Huge improvement from last week. Coming out of the hole, lead with your elbows to drive more tension to the upper back. And then feedback for the next couple of weeks again was keep working to drive the elbows up out of the hole of the squat and keep torso upright. Then I started executing a bit better. I can definitely see that I've been implementing the cues over the last couple of weeks. Then feedback going on was good hip position and upper back strength. Keep leading out of the hole by driving the elbows up. That will reduce the tip forward with some of the later reps as it was starting to get heavier. And yeah, just tucking chin into the bar. And that he actually even noted that these are really challenging me, and he's loving that I'm continuing to kind of work on it. Just keep focusing on the cues, elbows up at the bottom, and just continue that strong tension through the hips and not dropping into it and stuff like that. So yeah, really keen to progress with these as well, for all my lifts. But yeah, these are challenging, but I do quite enjoy them actually. I do them twice a week. I do, as you'll see here, banded once a week, and then unbanded on other weeks, so on another day, sorry.